What is good, nation? It is Saturday night before the home opener for the Las Vegas Raiders. How you feeling, Mr. Western Conference?
I'm feeling great, man. I'm feeling absolutely nothing short of spectacular, man. I am so ready for this home game, and who better than to go into our first home game than playing the Panthers, man. So I'm just very, very happy and excited going into this game, and I'm happy to be here always with you, brother. And I'm ready to talk some Raider football, man.
Yeah, man, this is a special time. Me and Western, the Cali boys get together and just chill. Everybody else over there, I think they fell asleep already on the East Coast. So
They're
it's time
either
to,
passed out or they're trying to probably wave down the taxi.
mhm, mhm, mhm. Yeah.
I'm
So
just joking, East Coast people. I'm just kidding.
we may get up late, but we stay up late. So
Yeah.
cool. Um. So yeah, man. I mean, let's first backtrack, right? Because we never got to review the Baltimore game. We talked about it, right? Now this is our chance to kind of look back, and top level initial thoughts on the Baltimore game. What are your feelings on that?
Yeah, man. So, I'll be completely honest. I always like to be honest, and I'll shoot straightforward. Going into that game, since we lost to the Chargers, I didn't expect us to win that game at all. Since we lost to the Chargers, I didn't think we had a chance at all. If we were to beat the Chargers going into that game, I thought we would have had a fighter's chance. But if you notice during the Baltimore game, to the sideline, and whatever he said to Lugetzi on the sideline, and then whatever Maxx Crosby said to Gardner on the sideline, it definitely changed the aspect of that game going forward. And we definitely look like a totally different team going forward in that game. And think about that Baltimore Raven team. They are definitely a great, great team, and they are not a scrub team. They are really good on offense. They got a spectacular defense, and Lamar Jackson
Mhm.
is hard to contain in the pocket. He'll roll out. He'll
Oh yeah.
beat you if you give him the extra time. He'll scramble, and just to keep that offense contained and to beat their defense to score some points. I was absolutely shocked, and I thought that we were gonna like just get steamrolled in that game. And I'm just speaking from the heart here. Um, the three key players on offense that I would like to just shout out in that game is for sure, definitely Brock Bowers, Jacoby Myers,
Bowers.
and Davante Adams, man. And then, of course, who could forget Daniel Carson, man, because he came through with those field goal kicks. And our defense for sure, man, for just containing that Baltimore Raven offense. The things that I didn't like, but I don't know if we could say we did we improved compared to the Charger game, but we still got to establish our run game a bit more. I do know that, and Antonio Pierce said that he wants to get Zamir White at least 20 to 21 touches per game. That would be great. I would love to see him have that. But we definitely got to establish that run game more. But I definitely liked what I saw from Gardner. He looked, a lot better. He looked a lot more poised and more calm. He wasn't throwing hospital balls, so that's great to see. But yeah, just a overall great game, and we should be 2-0 right now. But I don't want to go back and talk about the Chargers game because that game's done. But I feel like we should be 2-0 right now. I'm very, very happy for Antonio Pierce. I guess that loss from the Chargers, it woke him up. And so just going forward into this game, against the Panthers, I definitely came them Panthers with their butt, man. I expect this deal.
Yep. Okay. We have a little audio issue here, but yeah, yeah. I think obviously I'm impressed by the win. Um, Baltimore is a Super Bowl caliber team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like winning that game the way we did, coming back on the road, I think that does definitely say something about the potential of the team. Now we've seen it now, like right, so you can't go back, right.
Right.
I think the defense is exceptional. We all kind of thought that's how it was going to be, and the way that they were able to control the game, put Baltimore in bad situations, contain Lamar. Um, that is one of the harder offenses to deal with, um, and they did a good job. I mean, 23 points. It's you know against a really good offense on the road, right?
Right.
And then I think Gardner showed his ability to put the team kind of on his back because we didn't have a run game. And he made some exceptional throws, right? He dealt with drop passes, overcame them, right? Even from DA, right?
Yeah.
Was he perfect? No. You go back and watch all 22 and you're like, yeah, this guy here, like even when he threw the pass to DA in the end zone, which DA got his hands on and did not catch. So
Yeah.
when you do that, right? So when you threw it to him, though, I mean, Bowers comes open, right? But can you fault him really for taking a one-on-one with Davante Adams? Probably
Right.
not, right? There's some exceptional plays. He had a stick route on a dig, um, 20 yards or so downfield. That was big A anticipation. The throw was, early, a strike right down the middle between four defenders. Big play. There's a play where he rolled out to that pass to the sideline, the smooth criminal play by Da. That is actually a really great pass at the same time, overshadowed by the fact that Da is a freak of nature, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot to be positive about. Like you said, the run game did not impress.
Right.
Um, I felt like watching that game that there are players on our team that are just not comfortable in the zone scheme.
Yeah.
Andre James looks uncomfortable in the zone scheme, which is surprising to me because of the type of blocker he is, but he just does not look comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Zamir doesn't look comfortable running outside zone, and the offense is sort of kind of based on outside zone. What I liked is that, in basically 6 quarters, the coaching staff figured out what we planned is not working. We're going to have to do it differently. And then they put some of that you know, on the quarterback, right?
Yeah.
And he stepped up, right? Defensive players stepped up. Maxx Crosby stepped up when we needed to, right?
Yeah.
It was impressive. It was an impressive way to get off the schneid and get a victory, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to the chat. I got family and friends all up in here. What's going on, folks? So
Yeah.
I think the biggest.
We beat the better Hardball brother, but it would have been nice if we could have got the Hardball sweep, and
I know.
just imagine all the headlines, Raiders sweep the Hardball brothers, it just would have been super, super nice to just see that and hear that.
Yeah, yeah. But you got to wait all the way to like the end of the season to get that Charger revenge, but it's coming.
Yeah.
Hot, sweet revenge. But
Yeah. Yeah.
so some negatives this week. As I told people previously, my sources were correct. Kuntz is out for the season, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Um,
That's terrible news. I don't want to be kind of like a jerk by like saying this, but it's kind of like a blessing that we didn't pay him, man. Yeah, but I because what if, right? So I'm always gonna speak what I feel is on my heart,
hey, that's
and
why
I
you're on the show,
and
bro.
and I know I'm gonna be that Raider content guy that is
Hmm.
not gonna be most popular with all the other Raider guys, which is what makes me different from all the other people.
No,
Yeah, but
you-
I'm gonna say what I say that makes that just how I see fit, man. But trust me, I love Koontz, man. But but that's just what scares me, man. And
Mhm.
yeah, terrible, terrible, terrible thing. But I'm just glad that we didn't pay him. And
Hmm. Hmm.
like Forrest Gump said, and that's all I got to say about that.
Oh,
you know.
that's all I gotta say about that. Wow. So I hope Max comes back healthy and gets paid. Max, and I'm sorry, Kuntz, if you watching this show, please come back healthy,
Yes.
and you're always welcome to come on. I love you. I don't know about this guy. I
No,
really
you're awesome, man. It's just I'm just saying, I'm just happy
no,
that
for the team itself, the cap situation would be it would be unfortunate to spend that money and then not have a player for the year for sure,
yes,
for sure.
that's exactly where the aspect
Hmm.
is. You know what I mean? So
Hmm. Hmm. So yeah, shout out to the 700 folks. Can we get some likes in this piece, please? Get them likes up. Mhm.
nice.
So, Kuntz out, but Terry Wilson's back, right? So this
That
is
now,
something
see, now that's great because I thought he was gonna be, out for a lot longer. You know what I mean? So that's great, great. To hear that he's back, and
Mhm.
especially since Kunz is injured, so we could definitely use his help on the defensive front.
Mhm.
So I'm very,
Yeah,
very happy, to hear that.
yeah. If you watched my show, you would have known a week or two ago that that's probably what it's going to look like because that's what I was saying. So good to see that he is back. Going to be able to be in the rotation. Looks like he had a full practice on Friday. Um, Max and Christian Wilkins both kind of were limited this week, probably to preserve their bodies.
Yeah,
Looks like they're not practicing Colton Miller until Friday. Really, well, he's limited until Friday.
yeah.
Um, right, but otherwise, the big thing is Divine Diablo.
Yeah, man, and I've been saying it, a lot since we like first started, man. That was my big issue with that guy, man. I like him too, but my biggest thing with him is that he's always injured or he's always hurt, and he can't stay on the field, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
that's and reliability is one of the biggest assets that you got to have, man. And
The best ability is availability,
yeah,
right?
and what can you bring to the team if you can't stay on the
Mhm.
field and be healthy? So that's why you got to take care of your body. And I know football is an extremely hard sport to play, especially if you're on the defensive end or on the defensive side of the field. You're hitting people, you're laying down that wood, you're tackling, you're hitting. It's a contact sport, but
Yes.
but still, it's something's got to give, man. And that's why I've been saying, like if you can't stay a steady route to where I could see you on the field, man, for at least more than half the season, man, then I'm sorry, man. You gotta go, man. Like come on, man.
So Divine Diablo has been a little bit injury prone. Obviously, making the switch from safety to linebacker, it's just different, right? Like instead of hitting receivers and tight ends, right? Like you're hitting linemen, and them dudes they hit different, like for real, like
Yeah,
literally. Um, so the wear on his body is just not it's not working in a way that's making him available enough to be somebody that's going to get paid. With if he goes through the rest of the season with these little nicky knack injuries or whatever, we'll have the decision to make. But he won't price himself out, right? Um,
yeah. It's crazy because there's players that are like, that are like that have like just like laundry lists that are always hurt, and they come back and they don't ever get hurt again, like Frank Gore, like he
mhm,
was always hurt. He was constantly hurt, and then
mhm.
then
And
it
he
seemed
wasn't.
like and then it seemed like he got hurt so much, it's like his bones turned into like super die cast steel, or something like that,
Yeah, he like
So
he like he like hurt everything and
you
repaired
know,
it, and it's like there's nothing else to break now.
yeah,
Like,
so
yeah.
maybe this is the case for Diablo. He'll come back like I don't know, Iron Man or something, man, and he won't break anymore. But I'm
No.
trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, man. But please prove me wrong, man, because
Mhm.
I don't want to turn on you, man. I'm gonna have to be, like the Godfather, man. I'm gonna have to turn on you.
Okay. So
Yeah, but
you
yeah,
know,
man. So I'm I hope that he's that he could come back healthy. From reports that I heard, Jackson Power Johnson, he's supposedly healthy, and he's
mhm.
supposed to be um starting in this game, right? So
He's fully available now.
see, so I'm
Hold
hoping.
on now.
So I know.
Not a.
So allow me to retort that. So he may not start, but I'm hoping that he could get some rotational value in there. Hopefully,
Possibly at
you know
left guard, maybe
I want to see
left
him get some
guard.
reps. Get some reps.
Yeah. So the Andrews Pete experiment is over.
Yeah,
They put Cody Whitehair back in. That's always a good
yeah,
sign when you bench
yeah,
a lineman and then put him back in the game because the guy you replace him with is that bad.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, we could use a little help there. If he's ready to
yeah.
play, you know, yeah, I'll take that at left guard. I mean, I was trying to replace Andre James, but at this point, the left guard thing is like
Yeah, yeah.
so.
Because we could use Power Johnson, man, and I'm hoping that he could get fully healthy so we could just have him on the field consistently, man, because we could use his services.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it some time. Lions take some time to gel. It's early in the season. Offenses usually are a little bit behind, sort of thing. Um, we all know Colton Miller don't really warm up till like week 3 or 4, and then they start playing well. And then he didn't have the whole offseason, so like I said, it might be
Yeah,
week 6 before we get Colton Miller at full capacity or whatever. But interesting in this that they made the switch to more of a. I feel like it was more so like Getty has the West Coast run based kind of offense that influence time from time at Green Bay. But previous
Mhm.
to that, he was under Morehead State, so RPO spread, right?
Yeah.
Um, and I feel like we went to some of that kind of those concepts um, to make the comeback. And this week AP has been talking about kind of switching up some of the run concepts because I think they saw the same thing, which is people are unfamiliar or uncomfortable with this zone right now. So we're going to probably see some more power concepts, which I think makes Zeus viable back again because he won't have to read. And
Yeah, yeah. Hey, whatever that we could do to make Zeus more comfortable and more efficient, and we could establish a more sufficient ground game, man, then I'm all for it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
whatever we could do to establish a better run game, then do it. So I'm all ears. I'm all open for it, and let's do it.
Hmm. I think in the power scheme, you know, you probably hopefully see Andre James play better. You know, the D tackles for Carolina are pretty nondescript, and I think they had some injuries there as well. Um, Jadavian Clowney is over there, so you do have to worry about him in the run game. But it's not like they have an overpowering, front seven. It's like
Yeah.
Josie Jewell and stuff at linebacker, things like that. Um, so I think we should be able to get the run game going this week, especially moving to some more power concepts. So I think that's
Mm,
something that I'm keeping an eye on, right?
yeah.
Um, any other final thoughts on the Baltimore game? Because we're gonna looks like we're gonna start transitioning to really talking about previewing Carolina. Is there anything else you wanted to kind of go over?
No, no,
A
I'm just happy with, my biggest thing that I could take away, just the two things, is that I'm happy that we got the win, because I really honestly didn't expect us to honestly come out of Baltimore with a victory, and how well we did containing Lamar Jackson, because they are
Mhm.
a playoff team year after year after year. They're a great team. They have a great coach. So we just played a
Mhm.
great game, and those, I'm just very very happy for our team, and we just did a great job.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, most people didn't have us winning that game. There were some folks who predicted the victory there. Um, so you know, you should probably watch those folks because they know what they're talking about. Um, yeah, I knew it was gonna be a close game, but I felt like we'd pull it out just because of the matchup issues. Um, their linebackers aren't great in coverage, um, and when you have the tight ends we have, that's an issue. And Brock Bowers is the best tight end in the NFL right now.
Yeah, it
And
leads in yards and receptions.
Mhm.
So I just didn't think we could do it, because I thought that us that just a loss in, see, I was about to say San Diego, but the loss in Los Angeles, we were mentally and not really physically, but we were just kind of beaten, because I just felt like we shot ourselves in the foot so much that game, and
Mhm.
we kind of just went in there with with low self esteem, and going against kind of a juggernaut, as Baltimore is, and knowing that they lost to KC on some BS. I thought that Baltimore was gonna just come out just swinging like Tyson, but
Mhm.
I guess we were just came out like some angry pit bulls, man, and we did, and
Yeah.
I'm always willing to definitely admit when I'm wrong or when I say the wrong outcome of my opinions or my thoughts. So I was definitely wrong, on that. You know what I mean? But I didn't think that we had a chance, and I just thought it was just all bad for us going into that game. I didn't think that Coach Antonio Pierce and Lou Getsy, they didn't have the right scheme, or they didn't gel, or they couldn't really coexist yet at the right time, and it would take them more games to really figure each other out, to
Mhm.
really know what to do. But I guess they had a nice bus ride home or something, and they talked, and they sorted it out, man. And
Mhm.
they got the job done, and I was wrong, and I'm just happy that they got the W, man, and it was a hell of a game.
Yeah, yeah, it was a hell of a game. It was very nice to watch. It was very loud over here. Put it that way.
Yeah,
I think what made me have faith that they would get it figured out is that AP is not this one to just sit around and allow a problem to continue. He's a proactive person, right?
yeah,
Um, you know, he about that action, dog. It's because he's from my neighborhood.
yeah,
We get stuff done, right? We don't play around. So he decided to do what needed to be done to make changes. And the thing about Getsy is, you go back and look at what he was trying to do with Justin Fields. The dude was throwing the kitchen sink at Justin Fields. Like,
yeah,
all right, if I set you up like this, will it work? No. Okay.
yeah,
What if I just have 7 people be open at the same time? You got to hit one of them, right? No.
yeah,
Okay. Well, yeah. Like Justin Fields, he put Getsy's ability to play call to the test, right?
yeah,
But he showed the flexibility that he's not just going to stick with the same thing either if it's not working, right?
yeah.
Um, so
So
then they went and they proved me right.
um one last thing I just got to say about AP and our OC right now. So after we did lose, to the Chargers, I was pissed, and I don't cuss, at all, like it's very rare that I do cuss, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? But I made a video where I was so angry to where, I cussed, and I was straight up, and I didn't hold, anything back at all. And I told the Raider Nation straight up, and I told him like, hey, like on the 4th and 1 call in the fourth quarter with AP, like that was a bullshit ass call.
Mm,
And for
mm,
a example, which I don't want to happen, but let's say perhaps, let's say God forbid, if an Antonio Pierce, he we go freaking 2-11, or we just have
no, it's
a
just
terrible.
no, none of that. Mm-mm.
No, but I'm just saying, like God forbid, you know,
Mhm.
Adams is gone. He's traded. Crosby,
Mm.
he's gonna be upset, or he's gonna want to get traded.
He's definitely leaving.
All the best players that we have are not gonna want to be there. What's gonna happen with Pierce? There, he's gonna be on a short leash, or he's
Two? Did you say 2-11? Like
or
you
or or
something like that?
or let's
No, that's
say
not a
he
leash, bro. That leash is burnt. That
or
leash
he's
is
gone,
burnt,
on fire.
buried. He's gone.
But
Yeah.
so going back to that, just remember that this is the guy that the majority of the Raider Nation, that this is the guy that they wanted to hire as a head coach. This is the guy that the Raider locker room wanted to hire as a head coach. Maxx Crosby, the players, they'll run through a wall for Coach Antonio Pierce. I'll be honest, and I'll be the guy who said when the Raiders were searching for a head coach, I was one of the ones who wanted Harbaugh or a different coach other than Antonio Pierce. Am I happy
Okay.
that we have Pierce? Yes. Do I want him to fail? No. But
You have your
but
reservations.
but if Pierce were to like do bad, if Getsy were to like do bad and all that, just remember that this is the guy that the majority of the Raider Nation asked for. This is who they wanted. This is who the players wanted. This is who Crosby wanted. You know, this is who they all wanted when Harbaugh was there. When we could have had a shot maybe at him, when there was a shot at Belichick, when there was a shot at Carroll, when there was a lot of other coaches out there, but we wanted Coach Antonio Pierce. When there was other coaches out there, but we chose AAP. And I believe that Coach AAP was the hire because we beat the Chiefs on Christmas Day. And I am happy that we do have Pierce, but just remember, Raider Nation, just in case, and I don't want this to happen, I just want to make this clear as day right now. If we do go
Got to
on a
put it down now.
spiral,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
remember, this is the guy that the majority of you guys wanted. And my biggest fear with Antonio Pierce, I get it. He's a South Central guy. You know, he's from Cali. I am from Cali. I love Cali guys. I am a Cali biased person. You know, I love USC. I love Cal State. I love Berkeley.
Right.
You know, I love Stanford. I love San Jose State. You know, I'm a biased Cali person. So trust me, let's not get it twisted there. But my biggest thing is that my biggest fear with Antonio Pierce in the long run is that I don't want him to be another Mike Singletary, to where he's a rah, good talker, speech guy, but he cannot game plan. He cannot no. He when it counts, he cannot draw the X's and O's and all that. But he's a good talker. He's a good speaker. He's a good motivator. But he cannot teach you the fundamentals of the game. So that's all I had to say. That's what I want to say. If you guys look at my very first Raider video that I ever created on here, that's what I said about my very first Raider video I ever created on YouTube was about the whole thing about Antonio Pierce, and the possibility is that my biggest fear was about him is that I don't want him to be a Mike Singletary 2.0, where he could be a good talker, rah, but he cannot be a fundamental coach. So once again, I'm not knocking him. I'm happy we have him. You know, it's a blessing and all that. You know, I'm happy for him. But just remember, if there's a downward spiral, remember,
he's like,
this is the guy
plant that flag.
Remember, this is the coach the majority of Raider Nation wanted. The coaches wanted, Crosby wanted. A lot of people were advocating for his hire. So that's all I'm trying to say. I went to Moon. I went to the Saturn. I planted my flag, and I'm coming back down to
He's doing it. He did it.
Okay.
Western, the sauce is spicy today. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Wow. All those things you said are true. I will say this. Bill Belichick, what's his record without Tom Brady?
Yeah, I know.
Jim Harbaugh is allegedly, possibly a sociopath.
Huh?
I don't know. He kind of like tried to drown his own brother, but you know, he also. Hey, this is from Harbaugh's. Not John Harbaugh said it. I didn't say it. I just tell him what he said. Okay, that's what he said. So I'm just going by what he said. Then you know, Richard Sherman and Doug Baldwin absolutely detest this man. Like the things that they said that he did to them as college players. You know, like Richard Sherman switched sides of the ball just to get away from him. Like he became a corner because he hated Harbaugh that much. I think that his whole cycle thing is like short-lived, and it'll burn bright for a little bit. First, he'll destroy the whole roster, right? And they'll be bad,
Yeah.
and then they'll build it up to look at how they came from horrible all the way to 10 wins or something like that, and then they'll charger it, right? Like they always do, miss a field goal, fumble or something, just they'll charger it, and then the honeymoon phase will be over, right? That's my opinion on those guys. Uh, and then Pete Carroll, I think that the defense that he is so famous for has been pretty much figured out by the NFL. You can't really run cover three exclusively anymore. There's like a whole book of cover three beaters. Um, so
Yeah, so those were just like the ones like off the top of my head right now. But like
but I
if
hear
there was
you.
like current like coaches like right now in like the NFL like right now, Raider Nation, because I see the like comments like right there. Jose Perez, I see you and I'm glad to see you here. And I'm not hating on AP at all, and he definitely has changed the whole culture, and like all that, and that's facts. That's 100%. That's factory. But if there was a like a coach who so it's like let's say and Antonio Pierce was like not there, and if I were to just grab a coach right now, you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it would be the offensive coordinator from the Lions.
Yeah. Did he stay?
Yeah, he's there now.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's I can't think of his
Is that Ben Campbell? I believe.
yeah. Great
Yeah,
dude.
Ben
And
Campbell.
I think definitely if they don't try to keep him there, I could definitely see him being a
Oh yeah.
coach, like for
Yeah.
sure. You know what I mean?
Between Ben Campbell and unfortunately our defensive coordinator.
Yeah, and
Um,
yeah, Graham. Yeah,
yeah, Patrick
for
Graham.
sure.
Those guys are probably at the top of a lot of teams' lists next year for head coaching positions.
Hmm.
Patrick Graham has got this defense
Oh, this dude
just
just locked in, Like he finally
there are like multiple
got his guy.
versatile
Yeah,
people that are moving around. It's like a dream.
yeah, dude.
Oh, it makes me want to
Finally,
cry.
like,
Like
man, it's so beautiful
we have a
to
good defense. What has happened? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. We haven't had a good defense in so long. Oh my gosh. Um. Okay, so Jose, he says, I mean, we're a quarterback short of a serious playoff run. Okay, so I'm gonna.
So
I need to go on a rant. I'm gonna go on a
go
rant.
ahead, go ahead, brother.
But first,
Preach,
I'm gonna let you know
preach,
what.
preach, brother, preach. Go
So
ahead.
so who is the number one quarterback in completions in the league right now?
Preach,
Who's
brother.
the,
Do it.
who's got the highest completion percentage in the league right now? Who's second in touchdowns? Who is eighth in all the other reports? I mean, he's top 10 in everything, right? Um, that's Minshew. Minshew has the most 25-yard plus completions. You know where I got all this great information from? This guy. This guy. Go to his channel. You see, if you go to the right places, you get the right information, right? So Minshew, if he goes in this game and goes through it, doesn't throw a pick, he will be fourth all time as far as amount of interceptions in his first 40 games as a starter. Fourth all time. I think that he is like seriously underrated. This is his first opportunity to have a team that is actually built around him being the starter, right? The offense that we run here actually works for him. He's not coming in to try to save the day. He's not being hated on purposefully so that you can tank for Trevor Lawrence, who he has outplayed in his career. That's not what's happening. So he just led us from behind in Baltimore, one of the hardest places to play. That is a real, serious defense that we just played against. Um, our offensive line has not been performing well, and receivers are dropping balls, and we won that game, right? Um,
Yeah.
Not saying specifically you, Jose, but there's just this kind of no one will accept Gardner
Yeah,
Minshew thing,
yeah,
right? He
and
can't.
and I just gotta chime just on that too. So there's people, and just real quick before I chime on that part of it. So Jose, I know that you are not hating. I was just saying to the aspect of the fans in general, and it was not you hating, but to what he was just saying. Some people right now saying are and they're still saying that AOC would have done a better job against Baltimore and the Chargers. And I got to go back and say, no, he wouldn't have. And I'm going to say this right now. The number one thing, and trust me, I am a big AOC guy too. Trust me, I love AOC. But if AOC
Mhm.
was in those games right now, he would have got sacked 1,000 times.
No,
Thousand
not
times
with this O line. Not with
because he
this O
cannot
line, bro.
move outside the pocket and its O line, he would have died.
Yeah,
Would have been death
yeah,
ball out there.
yeah. We'd have Bryce Younged him. You want to Bryce Young him? Because that's what happened to Bryce Young. They put him behind a bad O line, and 1 year now, look at him. He gun shy. He
Mm-hmm.
can't. He think he's seeing ghosts. So you know what I mean? He got the Jimmy Plunkett problems,
Mm-hmm.
right? Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm. This is what I'm
not,
saying. You can't do that.
and I'm not saying this at you, Jose. I'm just saying this in general to the Raider fans who won't accept Gardner still, or who they still believe that AOC is still the knight in shining armor who won't get off that wagon. And trust me, I love AOC. I love AOC, man. But Garner is the right quarterback at this time right now for us going forward. If we want to have a chance and a shot of making a solid playoff run and winning games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you know, Gardner has a better deep ball. Statistically, has a higher average depth of target, A dot. He gets the ball out faster on average than AOC. He's obviously more mobile and able to make plays off script. He looks comfortable throwing the ball, while he's moving. Um, and AOC is just not shown that yet, right? I think, like I said, this whole time, the O line is going to tell us who the starter is,
Mm,
and the O line spoke really loudly and clearly.
yeah.
Um, yeah, so like if you have a different O line, it's a different ball game, right? You can call different stuff. You can take advantage of the fact that he can stand tall in the pocket, and that's enough, right? But not this O line. It's not just that it's not blocking it up. It's where the pressure ends up coming from. Like we're struggling at the guard and center positions, which cannot happen with an immobile quarterback. You just can't. You cannot have pressure up the middle. It's one thing to ask a guy to step up. It's another thing to ask him to step up into a mess, right? Um, yeah, I don't think that this is the team that would work out for him. And I think if we were to play him, that he still has an opportunity to grow and develop as a player, right?
Yeah.
There's not been an occasion where he's been embarrassed by the coaching decision. Losing a quarterback competition to somebody who was in the Pro Bowl last year is not, something that you should be ashamed of as a second year player. And so he still has the opportunity to sit on the bench and get better, right? Um, what happens when you play a player and he plays badly and then you bench him is that he needs to go somewhere else typically, right?
Mm,
And then you set back the confidence. You put him in a position where you're compromising his ability to earn and become a better player down the road. So there's still a chance for him, right? Um, and the difference is that he'll probably have to compete with a younger player, or if Gardner continues to be, the second coming of Rich Gannon, then he'll be just a backup until
and
he
that's
surpasses him.
the like big question too. So let's say Garner does keep playing like the way he's playing now. He's playing good, and we
Mm-hmm.
go into the next year, and let's say Tom drafts the same way he does, where he drafts the best player available, and it's not a quarterback in the first round or the second round. It's say
Mm-hmm.
it's O line, or something like that, right?
Right.
And
Right.
we don't get a quarterback till it's the later rounds. Gardner could still be the starter going into the next year, and AOC could still be the backup going into the next season. Or what if?
Yeah.
Garner, let's say he decides for whatever reason something happens, and he goes to a different team the following year. Let's say just something happens, God knows whatever. He goes to a different team, and then we end up drafting a quarterback in the first or second round. Then what if AOC has to come compete against that quarterback? And then what if AOC loses the job to that quarterback? So we truly will never know what the outcome is going to be against AOC. Will I count AOC out? No, because he definitely could prove himself to overcome a challenge, but we truly will not know what's in store with AOC, especially with Tom Telesco and Gardner, knowing what Gardner's performance is going to be and what his future will be, and knowing that Tom Telesco likes to pick the best player available. So I don't really know what AOC's future is, what's going to happen,
Yeah. Gardner Minshew is not old, right? He's about to make his 40th start, right? So you think about that, right? If he performs the way he's been performing the first two games and shows, a normal amount of consistency and has a good season, I think it would be ridiculous to draft a quarterback.
Right.
I think
exactly.
you'd have to add to the roster, right? Because this is a Super Bowl contending team if he's going to play like this, right? And then we can just figure out something to do in the run game that makes some sense, right? If we can eke out some run game and be able to control the clock, which I'm surprised we keep being able to control the clock, time of possession, even though we're not running the ball. So hats off to Getsy for figuring out how to do that. People are talking about all those horizontal plays. Those replace the run that we do not have. And the threat of them stretches the defense horizontally, which is the purpose or the goal of the West Coast offense, to create those seams and then run after catch, right? I think we're Raider fans. We're used to the vertical stretch offense, right? Al Davis. This is why you saw that Al was really reticent to run any West Coast. It's kind of really against his philosophy of how to open the field up, and it's not always fun to watch. But
that's why I'm not used to it still. I'm so used to the deep strike, vertical play action, just Al always said, why go for the first and 10 or whatever, when on the first down you could just bam. You know what I mean? I'm so used to it. But hey, I guess if it wins games, just do it.
Yeah, I mean it requires a different set of skills from the quarterback. It's a different philosophy on how to. I mean, those short passes literally also set up the run by stretching the defense horizontally, right? Because they need to guard sideline to sideline. You're trying to make them, at some point when you start taking those deep shots, now it's like every blade of grass, right? We have to guard every blade of grass. And the variance, the sweeps and stuff, to wide receivers. Yeah, you're going to see that when we're not running the ball effectively. You see, so there has to be some sort of replacement for the run game that can control the clock, that are high percentage, low risk plays. You cannot constantly be dropping back and asking Minshew to throw the ball into the Baltimore defense, and take risks, right? Because at some point, right, it catches up with you, right? Those guys play ball too. Yeah, they're pretty good. And this is a good question because I really want to talk about how I'm feeling about Zeus right now. I think his ability to make the right read, and commit to it is definitely still a skill that's coming along. We'll say it like that. It's early in the season. I think he gets better at this the more carries he has, which is crazy. But it feels like he not only kind of gets himself going, but he starts to feel the game better and make better reads as he gets more carries. When you go back and look at the tape of the Kansas City game, um, most of his best reads and cuts and then runs are coming at the end of the game. Um, and he kind of broke the willpower of the Kansas City Chiefs defense in that game. So he has an ability. He's one of those dudes, right? He was, one of the most athletic and gifted people on the Georgia team, which says something. Yeah, him and Brock Bowers, right? And we got both of them, so good job. Um, but yeah, I think if we are running more power concepts, he should show up more. Um, but I think Madison's got to get more carries. I want to see my boy Dylan
Definitely.
Laube. Like, can I get some Laube? What's going on? Like, come on now.
Yeah, yeah. You know, to be completely honest, I've after watching Zeus in week 1, I was like, you know what I mean? And then week 2, I was like, oh, okay. So going into this game, my confidence meter going from 1 to 3 was like it's going like this now. So I definitely feel a
Mhm.
lot better with Zeus going in this game. He definitely has the tools and the talents. I like him better as a north and south runner, and I would like it if he when he's getting so as soon as he's about to get tackled, I would like it if he would hold the ball with 2 hands more, especially when the defender is coming from either the left or the right side and they're about to like hit him. I understand, he wants to try to do the stiff arm or whatever, but I feel like that's where he's gonna get where they try to attack him the most, and that's where he gets his fumbles. Just be a little bit more
Mhm.
safer, cover it up with 2 hands, cover up, drop down more. I'm not an NFL player or an expert, so but that's just what I see
Mhm.
as a spectator who watches from the TV screen. So that's just from me saying it. But who knows?
Mhm.
But who knows better than him? But that's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what I see from that. But yeah, man, I feel a lot better. And as I said earlier, Antonio Pierce said he wants to get him 20 to 21 touches per game. So that's like
Mhm.
that's workhorse status, like Brees Hall, CMC. So that's a great touches.
Mhm.
So that's great, and we definitely need to get Alexander Madison more touches too. Lobby more status too, because they're all three great backs. But I definitely feel like Zeus will see Pater at least one time against the Panthers.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Set your fantasy teams.
Raider
Zeus is
Ryan.
on my team. He shall start. What's up, Raider Ryan?
So
Boy.
I got a friend in fantasy team who messes up the league each year because he picks Raider players so high. He picked Brock Bowers in the like 5th round, and I'm like, dude, like I love Brock Bowers too, but you drafted him so early and it just like the whole league is just like just so many good players where they just like
Yeah.
I'm like, but he won last. But he won last week because he had Gardner Minshew, Zeus, and Brock Bowers, and then he's
Dang.
talking crap to me. See, I told you, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, hey man, I ain't gonna say anything, man. I'm not gonna say it. I'm like, oh, whatever. Yeah,
Listen. You know, I think the whole thing with Zeus and how he's going to perform in this game is going to be pivotal for sure. Um, Shout out to Raider Ryan. He is correct. Um,
yeah. Zeus will be
this
cooking, man.
will.
He's
This
definitely.
is if this is not it, then we got to have a conversation. Like if he don't,
I mean. he's playing against the Panthers, man. I mean, and the next three games are I expect us to win the next three games, and if Zeus, like, okay, I understand, the Browns defense, they're okay, but if he can't do it against the Panthers or the Broncos defense, then
Mm-hmm.
come on, so I have pretty high hopes, on Zeus to have pretty stellar rushing stats, and numbers, against those
Yeah.
teams that I just
I'm
said
I'm
right there.
I'm trying to Google like who is the Panthers defensive tackles now that like 97% of them were
Man,
hurt.
I
Like this needs to happen. This needs to be the week.
do what so it's crazy. So I'm so old fashioned here. The first thing I think of when I think of I'm sorry, of Panthers D line is Julius Peppers. That's the first name I think of.
Oh my lord. Julius Peppers is not walking through that door.
Yeah, I know. Thank
I'm gonna
goodness.
save
I
you.
don't want him. I don't want him walking through that door.
Please don't. Please don't.
That's
That
how
dude
old
was a
school I am,
beast. Yeah, no, we don't want no parts of Julius Peppers, bro. Not with this line. Oh my god, these guards, he'll have 12 sacks, bro. No, shout out to Julius if you're watching. He's not watching, but just in case. Yeah, no, I think, I think that this has to be the week. As long as we, come out and don't get so bullheaded about the run that we end up like in a 9-6 game in the third quarter, giving them a chance to do something when we've really been dominating the whole game. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
want to see that. Like, we
Exactly.
may have to start passing, get a lead, and then go into establishing the run after we already got some points on them. Let's get 21, and then then we could do all the
Yeah,
running we want.
I was like thinking, I'm like, why couldn't Bryce Young just start this game and then have Darnold start the next game? Like,
Right.
but
Mm-hmm.
but
The league office was like,
switcheroonie. They're like, hey man,
it's just a Raider week. We're gonna need you to put a competent quarterback on the field.
yeah,
That's you know.
yeah,
Does it even make sense for Carolina to be doing this? This is 2 games into a new coordinator. How
yeah,
bad was Bryce Young? Like,
yeah.
I
I
need to
know, I
clap.
know. Yeah,
Yeah. So instead of Bryce, we get Andy Dalton, who's 4-0 against the Raiders. Of course, like which Raiders though, and which Andy Dalton? Just like he was already a limited player. Now he's like limited and old. He's giving me them Brian Hoyer type vibes right now.
yeah. I don't really see him as a threat, especially with this defense we have now. And I don't even so on their offense, I can think of no player besides Adam Thinlin or
Thielen, Adam
Thinlin,
Thielen.
Chuba Hubbard, and
They got Miles Sanders over there.
oh,
What?
but,
What? What?
uh,
What?
all
Deontay
right.
Johnson is not scaring you at receiver. Deontay Johnson.
Bro, he ain't doing anything over there.
Hey, Jonathan Mingo. Can I interest you into Jonathan Mingo? No.
Nah,
Okay.
they're not doing anything
Mm,
over there. Bro,
mm, mm.
I'm
There-
Cortland Sutton is a bigger threat than Adam Thinlin.
Oh, you're capping. Listen, come on,
I'm
man.
just saying, man.
Like,
I'm just
okay,
saying. I'm
okay,
just saying,
wow,
bro.
man. Cortland Sutton.
Finland,
Yeah,
if Finland was on the Vikings, Finland, but yeah, but
Raider Ryan. Raider Ryan says we can't get the run game against the Panthers, the worst defense in football. I want to see JPJ come add some physicality and nesses to help Colton step his play up. Raiders. That's right.
Yep. Yeah.
I like this one too. He says I want to see Redhead Max take out their old flame Dalton. It's the battle of the redheads. Who shall
Yeah.
survive?
So
Who?
if I remember correctly, didn't JJ Watt say something about him being like a uh when Dalton was on the Bengals? He said something. It was like a Christmas story reference to where it was a pellet gun, but he said he was like a
Oh
yeah. He
yeah, what
said
did he
something.
call it?
He was like, yeah.
You can't bring a pea shooter or something.
Yeah, like pea shooter. He called him
Yeah, yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, something like that. So that's what he's
Because
gonna
he's the
be.
Red Rocket.
Yeah,
He's gonna be a. What my boy Sam said, I don't care if it's Red Rocket, Red Robin, or Robin
yeah.
Givens. He may not winning this game with that quarterback. Um. So yeah, are we going to the games this year? So, yes, I will be at this game and probably most of the home games that we have, and I will be at the tailgate. The
Nice.
tailgate shall be fire. 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Special parking lot, all set up for the fans. It's like a little NFL experience thing happening, and yeah, just come on down and chill with your boy, and I'll be at all these games, man.
And
Yeah.
unfortunately for me, since I'm out here in the Bay Area, the only chance that I would get to see a game, because since I'm here where I'm at, is if they come and play the 49ers in Santa Clara, or if they come play the Rams or the Chargers in Los Angeles. So that would be
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
chance I have, because the tickets in Vegas are just too expensive right now. Plus, with my work hours,
Tailgate is free. The tailgate is free, folks. You can always come down to the tailgate if you can get tickets. But I am very aware of the cost of the tickets issues, and I'm trying to work on something just to get regular fans a chance. So we'll see if we
so
can pull that
just
off.
real fast. Raider Ryan says, "What did you say about Bo Nix Western?" Laughing my off. Sorry, I had to say that the
Wait,
hot
hold
word.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Are you trying to blame Bo Nix for that dumpster fire of an offensive coach over there? Have you seen that team? This is not Bo Nix's fault. Okay? Now,
Hey man, I got Sutton on my
I thought I thought you was
fantasy
on my
team.
team, Ryan.
I have Sutton on my fantasy team bench, and he ain't doing jack. And that's because of that guy right
It's not his fault.
there.
It's
I don't
not
know
his
what's going on
fault.
over there, but I'm about
The
to
coach is smoking bongs before the game. He's high as hell. You don't even know what he's doing.
unceremoniously block all those players for fantasy. They're all about to get waived and cut. Jaleel McLaughlin, Javante Williams, Sutton, everybody on the Broncos by a fire sale. They're all about to get cut. So if you play fantasy football, the only reason you keep Sutton is just in case he gets traded. All right, that's it. Oh man. Okay.
So I don't even know what to feel about this because I want him to fail, right? And he's failing like I thought he would fail in this offense with a coach who's a fraud. Um, but it's hard. It's hard because I scouted
Hey,
him.
I'm
He's got
now
talent.
I'm gonna just raise my hand here and say that I'm gonna have to pull the Dave Chappelle player haters ball. I hate you. I hate your guts. Hope nothing bad happens to you and only you. The Bo Nix, right there. So I'm so happy, that he is not performing well. So,
Yeah, that team
so
hot trash for real. The team is hot trash. We better beat them twice. Um, but yeah, it's not feeling good right now with the whole Bo Nix thing. But it is feeling good. So I don't know how to feel. I'm just really torn. I'm really torn. And I knew this. That was the look on my face when he went to pick before. I was like, now this is going to be something I have to deal with for the rest of my life, basically, right? I want him to fail, and he's failing. But then I believe he's a talented player. I just hope they keep Sean Payton forever because he's such a
Hey,
good coach.
Bo Nix is talented, but he went to the Broncos. That's why he ain't doing well. So it's poison.
No,
So that's
they've
what's.
got a quarterback cursey thing happening now. It really feels like that. Like I don't know. The Elway put some juju when he left, and
Yeah, man.
they haven't been able to get a good setup since then. So, quick rundown. We kind of already talked about offense versus defense. Carolina's offense versus our defense. And then, what are your thoughts about us on offense and how we match up with Carolina? Any thoughts there?
Well, on paper and just player to player, man. I'm gonna have to go like how Graphic Raider does it on how he does it with the AFC West round table wise, paper to paper, player to player wise, like our players are better than their players. That's how I feel. I feel like there's no skill player that we have and that they have that doesn't match up compared to what they have and to what we have. On offense, defense, special teams, coaching staff wise, I just feel like we're better. If I were to give it Madden rating, it's like freaking 87 us to them. They're like 68 overall. Yeah, man. And I haven't played Madden in a long time, so I don't even know what the Raiders' actual rating is. But if I were to be honest and not biased, whatever, I'm guessing the Raiders right now, they're probably like 82, 83, something in that ballpark range. And I wouldn't doubt if the Panthers right now are like 69, 70, 71, if I'm being generous right now, because they probably are, if not the worst team right now in the NFL.
They can't stop the run to save their lives, which is probably not a great sign against a team that wants to run the football. They're weak at linebacker against the pass, which is probably not a great sign against a team that has two extremely good tight ends and receivers that work the middle of the field with reckless abandon, and DA and Myers. So it's just not a good matchup. Um, so yeah, I don't see where on paper this happens. This would need to be mistakes. Like we need to lose this game, right? Turnovers, boneheaded plays, penalties, stuff that you haven't really seen from the Raiders or, especially under Antonio Pierce, who've been the best team as far as penalties in the league. We have a good defense and we don't commit penalties.
Yeah.
It's like Twilight Zone. It's amazing.
It would have to be it would have to be like week 1 times 7 over again. Yeah. It would have to be like
everything going wrong, right? Yeah. But yeah, shout out to Ryan. Sean Payton for life. Yes, Sean Payton for life, baby. So I'm gonna go ahead and make I'm gonna go ahead and make my prediction. My prediction. Yeah. So I got us winning this game 31-3. That's what I got.
Okay. Yeah. For some reason, I don't think Antonio Pierce is going to be a jerk like that. I don't think he's going to want to just kill him like that. Even though I feel like that's what we all.
Oh, okay. And so in that I have Jack Jones has 14 of that, so that's why.
What? I'm sorry.
I have Jack Jones with 14 of those points, and that's why I have it so high. No, I'm playing.
Okay.
But I think we will have a. I wouldn't be surprised.
I think we're gonna kill him for sure. But I expect that that's what the Raider Nation and what the world expects us to do. But I don't think Antonio Pierce is gonna just un unload the bag, on him like that, and just unleash the dogs on him like that. Because I feel
Hmm.
like he doesn't want to reveal his whole bag yet, or the whole
Hmm.
arsenal.
Okay.
Um, the only way I see it getting like a high score, high thing like that is if our defense gets a lot of pick sixes or something like that.
Mhm.
But I see it maybe like 10 to Panthers 10. If they're lucky, they'll have 10, maybe 13 if they're fortunate, and to like mm, 24.
Okay. 24-10.
Yeah.
Is that your prediction? All right.
Mm,
24-10. Okay. Two
yeah.
touchdowns. Comfortable win. Either
Mm,
if we win that way, that's fine.
yeah. But
Looking at the tape, go ahead.
I think we're gonna run the ball a lot that game, because I think Garner's gonna do his thing, and then we're gonna just run it and just kill clock.
Hmm. I look at tape. I was looking at the tape of Baltimore, and even in San Diego. Um, we are blitzing. Guys are hunting. There's a couple plays. Merrick, uh, Jack Jones, Nate Hobbs. Were really close on getting sacks on Lamar, and if he wasn't like an alien, you know, non-human entity, um, and was just like a regular quarterback, he gets sacked, right? Um, and I think we're gonna end up racking up some sacks in this game, because of Patrick Graham being multiple and the movements and stuff, and then um, he likes to attack, right? So I think you're gonna see that. I don't think they can block us up. Tyree will be back. Tyree was actually very effective in the first game. Um, so yeah, my expectation is that we're going to get a defensive score or just set up a couple short fields where we get some easy touchdowns that way, and that's why we get up over 30. I don't think it's going to be we're slinging it around trying to run the score up, but I just think naturally our defense is going to get there and make plays, and then ball comes out, right?
Yeah.
Um, Jack Jones hasn't scored yet. I know he's waiting, so any time now.
Yeah.
The president needs to get his points in. Um, I was one more thing I wanted to bring by you is the Divine Diablo being benched, and then their choice for his replacement being Luke Masterson. What do you think about that instead of Amari Gainer, which I think a lot of people thought was going to be the
I
move?
thought it was gonna be Gainer too, but maybe, I think it all depends on Patrick Graham and whatever he sees fit and what's comfortable in his defense. And I feel like whatever Graham feels like what's best for his defense, that hey, I'm all for it, because he's doing a great job. So if he feels like that's the guy, then hey, do it. I like Gainer
Mm-hmm.
a lot. He is a
Mm-hmm.
stud. He's a baller. But Graham got this defense running on all cylinders right now. So
Mm-hmm.
if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if he feels like that's that guy, then do it. I don't care who that person is. Just keep this defense running fine tuned as this defense is now. Then
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, let's see. Ritter Ryan says, I'd love to see this, but my prediction is 34-14, only because our run game gives up too many big runs. I think defense, you're talking about defense. Um, we can do that. And that would be the way that this gets to be a game that I don't like, right? If somehow they line up and they just Chuba Hubbard and Miles Sanders us to death, that would be a Sunday that would not be so positive. Um, Luckily, I'll be surrounded by Raider fans, and so we can kind of commensurate if things go south that way. I don't see it happening, but that would be the way that it would go south. Um, Wilkins taking 2 men on the line was also great, so that let Crosby free up for that sack. RT is disgusting. You look different.
Say it like 40. Disgusting.
Disgusting. That's how he wrote. I'm saying how he wrote it, bro. But yeah, it's disgusting. And
Yeah.
he's correct. He is very correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Wilkins, man,
yeah,
he is. I'm so happy, man, is to have him, man.
man. People was talking about that was a bad sign. It's making me crack. Yeah, no, that's a good sign actually. So, um, I think those are the main points that I had. Was there anything else you wanted to kind of touch on before we get out of here and I hit the streets for Saturday
Yeah.
night?
Three final things I would like to say here. To our boy, Raider D podcast. I always like to joke with him, and heckle with him, from
Mm-hmm.
each time he brings up, Brock Bowers, I always like to joke with him, and I go, the bleach and ammonia pick, so and that's just a
Oh,
little insider joke that us three know about. So like when he says something about Brock Bowers on his videos, I'll comment. I'll be like, the bleach and ammonia pick, and
bleach and ammonia,
yeah. So
baby.
I'll always jab at him for that. You know.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Um, my second thing I would like to say on Western's second thought of the day or evening is for your boy Sam, because I thought he was going to be on here, but I was going to save this for him, but I thought he was going to be on
He
here.
got scared of debating you, obviously. It's
No, it's all good, man. Hey, it's all friends. So the last time when I saw his comment here, he talked about Jameis Winston, and I brought up Dobbs, as who would be,
yeah,
or no,
yeah,
as
Josh
of
Dobbs.
who was the best, who would be the better backup veteran quarterback to start over Garner if Garner was injured. He said Jameis Winston. I said
Mhm.
Dobbs. I said Dobbs. I brought him my facts. He brought up Winston. He brought his facts, which I
Mhm.
humbly respect, and I like. Jameis too. I like Dobbs. We both have our reasons. But another quarterback who I wanted to bring up in that, who I thought was also worthy of
Mhm.
that convo, was Mac Jones. So that was the second guy. And then there was also
Mm.
another quarterback who was a backup. I had him on the top of my head, but I lost track of who that was. But when that does come, I'll bring that on the next episode. But Mac
Mhm.
Jones, Sam, if you're watching,
Mm.
that's another guy who I would choose over Jameis Winston. He was the rookie of the year on the Patriots, and that's something that's not easy to earn. And he was also a baller in college, so good old
Mm.
Mac Jones.
Yeah, once
And
you get past his childbearing hips and sweetness there, um, I just listen. That boy at the draft was looking okay. We just gonna move on. But listen, can he run this offense? Yes. Does he have kind of the physicality that would make that work? I'll tell you this much: I'd be happier about Mac Jones than if for some reason we ended up getting Bryce Young, who I think I've scouted, and I don't believe he has the physical mass to play this game.
Okay.
I said that. I took him off my draft board. Took him off my draft board. Right? You guys remember? I don't know if you remember that, but
Yeah.
not on my draft board. So.
So I've talked about this with my friends also. So let's put all the off the field issues aside. Now, I'm not gonna say his name for the purposes of the live stream, but you'll know who. Now, let's say the starting quarterback for the Browns, if for some reason if he was released, would you take a waiver on him or a
Are
flyer?
we? You said we're taking. He said a waiver.
Sorry, flyer.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Um. Okay. So you said without
Because
any off the field stuff being considered.
yeah, without all the off the field stuff, so there's no bias there, So this is just get it all
Yeah.
out the way, you know
Just.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Because I talk, with some people because the talent was definitely was there, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't
Because
know what happened in Cleveland,
because he was
but
a top 5 quarterback. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
But
for sure.
with
Hands down.
the legalities and the issues that all happened with that, when he got the contract and got traded and all that, I don't know what happened after, but off the field issues aside, all that.
Mm-hmm.
If he were to get cut, and let's say we didn't have who we had now, and let's say
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
if you had to get a guy, and if he was available, would you take a flyer on him, or let's say, or if there was another quarterback who's kind of in the same tier, you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
Russell Wilson, you know what I mean,
I would
right?
rather take it. I'd rather take a shot on Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson in that
Okay.
situation. I hate saying that because he's kind of rapey, but besides that part,
we did not mean that word. We
I
meant
said rapey. It's
okay,
not.
okay, okay,
It's
okay,
rapish. In the
okay,
rapey category.
okay.
I don't know. All them dudes is in the same category.
Yes. Okay.
You rapey man. You a
Okay.
rapey dude.
Okay.
Whatever. So whatever he was adjudicated this and that allegedly. I don't know. I just know what people were saying.
I think it would make a perfect Raider story too, honestly.
You're killing me, bro.
I think it would make a perfect story. Hey.
I think sitting out a year had more of an effect than we thought.
Exactly.
It just feels like he never caught back up, or something. Of course, Cleveland probably don't help that because it's Cleveland. Look at Baker Mayfield. We thought he was horrible, and now he's a Pro Bowler. Right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Cleveland is not where quarterbacks go to grow. It's where they go to have their careers die. So there's that. If you took away the off the field stuff, yeah, I would definitely want to take a flyer on him before probably anybody else, because he's already showed the ability to be such a good player. He's at one point, like he's a top 5 quarterback, right?
Absolutely.
And he was a winner in college and that sort of stuff, blah, 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 right?
Yeah, I definitely would too, because some of the fans that I talked to and close friends of mine, some would and some wouldn't, just because of the off the field issues. And I tell them, okay, I get the off the field issue stuff, but just the purpose of football, you gotta separate that stuff too. And I understand.
Well, listen,
Vegas.
He's actually not eligible to be a Raider because, Mark Davis won't employ anyone who's had issues with women. Period. We just don't do that. So if you had issues with women, you can go play somewhere else. I don't know. Maybe you should go to Kansas City. They've got a lot of people who've been to jail recently. They like the jaily people. So them and the Broncos way up there in arrests since 2000. I think the Broncos have had 56 arrests since 2000. I think the Chiefs have had 56 this offseason or something like that. So
just we're on the Chiefs for real quick. I find it ironic that Rashee Rice didn't get in trouble.
It's crazy. It's weird.
But if he was a Raider, 86, he would have been. He would have been.
Because I'm correct that him and his friends were flying down the freeway at over 100 miles an hour, hit somebody, and then left. Right? That's what happened. It was like because that's what I thought. It was like a hit and run.
Because I thought he would have been reckless. Done for I thought it was bag tag seal done. You know what I mean? But
it looked like that's what it would be. But apparently, not so much.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't know, man. Which brings me to my third word. Which brings me to my third thing. My word of the day: preposterous. That is preposterous. Preposterous, as in the Chiefs and Rashee Rice, and how they are getting all the bias calls from the referees, and preposterous, as if
their offensive linemen get a head start. What is this? They literally just gave them a head start. Like, y'all could just sit back a little bit, just get an extra. Like,
Yeah,
what the hell?
and all the pass interference calls that they get, all the pass interference calls that they get late in the fourth quarter. You know, it's they are the new Patriots, and they've been the new Patriots. But I just got to say that just for the people, if you guys are new, and you guys haven't known, or if you guys have been
Mm.
underneath a rock, they are the new Patriots of the league, where they are the poster child.
Darlings.
They are the
Oh, I love.
darlings.
And Taylor Swift is there. The games. So we love you,
Well,
Taylor, for real. But not
you know
about
that
the Chiefs.
Taylor Swift used to be a Raider fan. She used to wear all the Raider gear, and she used to come, to like our games and stuff.
Yes, man. I know. And then she started dating this other dude who
I
happens
heard
to play for
that
the Queen.
so I don't know if it's true, but I heard that they signed a like contract to like date and stuff, man. It's all for like show and stuff, man. Yeah,
I mean, they've never
I
done that in pop music before. That's crazy.
yeah I heard it's like it's all for show. It's all for looks, man. And because if you look at the girl, I mean, I understand Taylor Swift,
Exactly. What happened?
money,
Well,
right?
that's the real change
So
from
money,
last
right?
time.
But if you
Travis
look
Kelce was
at the
not dating
girls
Taylor
that
Swift.
Travis
Hmm.
Kelsey used to date,
That's not
and
his record.
Kelsey isn't broke, but it ain't like Taylor Swift money. I get it, but compared to the girls, compared to Taylor Swift,
They had
if you take the income,
a different kind of
and
tint to them. Usually, I'm just saying.
look, I'm gonna be honest. The girls that Travis Kelsey had looked way better. Looked way
Oh,
better.
hey, Taylor's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Taylor got a long ass back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, America. Hey, this is Western Conference where I give it to you non-biased, non-filtered, non-scripted. This is why I brought this live. I'm gonna say it straight up. Taylor Swift got a long ass back,
Yeah.
all right?
Oh, bro,
All right.
boy.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry,
would
girl.
translate that for the people that don't know what a long back is, but I can't do that on the live stream. You have to hit me on the Patreon and I'll explain. Okay. Uh,
Oh
shoot.
man. Oh dude. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh man.
I should have never opened the Chiefs. I should have never opened the Chiefs door. This is my fault, guys. We are
Hey,
overtime, and it feels
we
like.
we don't like the
Mm,
Chiefs anyway. We don't like the Chiefs
oh
anyway.
no,
All
no.
right.
No, we don't. We don't respect the Chiefs either. So they should probably stop. You know, denigrating a whole race of people. But whatever. That's good. Just keep doing that racist chant thing you guys do. I'm sure. Anyway, time's
Yeah.
up. Time's up.
Yeah.
So, last thoughts. Anything else you want to say that is not super duper controversial?
No. I'll save it for next Saturday.
Oh boy, Saturday night be spicy. All the people on the East Coast are asleep, so they didn't see it. They don't know. That's all good.
Yeah, they're trying to catch a cab.
I'm gonna get you, cab. Get a bagel. Yeah,
They're
right.
gonna go park the car.
Park the car in the yard.
Oh man!
That's
Plus you
good
guys on the
stuff.
East Coast. Plus you guys wherever you guys are at,
Yeah,
Northwest,
wherever
East,
you are.
South,
Thank you for having a bunch of
wherever
people
you're
in
at.
here. They
Thank you
all
guys.
left.
It's all good. It's all
So
good fun and gestures here. It's all coming from the heart. I don't mean no ill intent to anybody. It's all jokes,
yeah.
man.
So yeah, let's get out of here. Raiders win on Sunday. We all party. Come see me at the stadium. I'll be there. If you're here in Vegas, put it in the comments where you're sitting. If you're coming, where you're gonna. If you're coming to the, the tailgating, let me know if you're going to have certain seats. Let me know. I know the stadium by heart, actually, so I will know exactly where you
Nice.
are, and I will come. I will come and say hi because I'll be walking around the whole time, right? Um, yeah. So let's go Raiders, and let's get this win. And until next
Mhm.
time, all of y'all, you know, stay positive, and best of
Absolutely.
all, most of all, like stay hot. All right.
And as I always like to say, I didn't say this last time. He liked to say, "Stay hot." I always like to say, "Keep it cool, keep it light, keep it fresh."
That's right. Stay hot though.
All right, you guys. You guys have a great rest of your evening.
Yes.
See you guys
Good
later.
night now.